During this month of October, we are asked to give some time and reflection about our stewardship. And this weekend, we are treated at all of our masses to witness talks from various members of our parish. And this morning, we are especially blessed to have two of our high school parishioners to speak to us about stewardship from their perspective, their experience, and their understanding of stewardship. So we are very pleased to welcome Ms. Emily Shira and Mr. Trevor Abele. We ask you to give your attention to them this morning.
Good morning. As Father Frank said, my name is Trevor Abele. Currently, I'm a sophomore at Vandalia, a Boy Scout working on the Eagle Scout project, a parishioner here at St. Chris, and an active member of the youth ministry. Last week, I was asked to speak at this Mass as part of the annual stewardship speeches in October, mostly about just what stewardship means to me. Now, this week I've been thinking, just what does stewardship mean to me? At the end of Mass each week, and today is no exception, we'll all hear Father Frank say something along the lines of, "Go forth to love and serve the Lord." We are simply asked to go out and share our services with the rest of the world, much like Jesus did when he was here on earth. Through our actions, we can make a positive impact on the world through even the smallest of deeds. Now, every year, the youth ministry participants are offered the chance to go on a mission trip. It was advertised, so to speak, as a way to go out of our comfort zones and see different places and people and help out others, the less fortunate others. I took that opportunity and traveled to Detroit, Michigan for a week of service. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect when I got on board with this trip. I had heard good things, but I wasn't absolutely positive. About 2 weeks before we set out, I learned that my group was working in the soup kitchen. I was very pleased at this, as I had wanted to work in one for quite a while. I was told that we would meet an awesome Maltese man by the name of Joe, who was really fun to work with. However, I was a bit surprised when I saw no Joe when I walked into St. Leto's that Monday morning. I met a guy by the name of Aaron, though, who claimed to be Joe's assistant. Joe was on vacation that week, and Aaron said he would be helping us out. Looking back on that week, I don't think I would have had it any other way. Aaron, as I have found out Thursday, was actually a music producer. He told a story about how he had grown up in an impoverished household in Detroit all his life. He quickly learned to be thrifty, and when he was a young man, he saved up his money to rent an apartment. He had some money left over, and instead of buying a motorcycle he had had his eye on, he purchased a keyboard and began to write music. As time passed, he eventually sold his tracks and became the man that he is today, setting up concerts and shows for different artists. Someone in our group asked him after hearing this, "Aaron, why are you still here then?" And Aaron looked at her and said, "It's my way of giving back to the community that helped shape me. This city and parish made me who I am, and I need to serve it." I believed him, as I had seen firsthand how the parish had needed him, and he needed the parish. The people that came in were very appreciative of the work he did. I met a variety of other people that week, chefs, cleaning people, beneficiaries, but no one sticks out more in my mind or has made such an impact on me than Aaron. Now you may be asking yourselves, why is he telling us this, and where is this going? And I'd like to answer your questions. This trip has changed me, and I brought back some of these morals I had learned in Detroit to our own town of Vandalia. We have less fortunate people in our small city, as well as people who are molded by the surroundings. If we all just take one small step toward helping out, one service, or as we say in Scouts, a good turn daily, then we can slow the poverty. It won't stop, but we can definitely help. We're all the same, just facing different challenges in our lives. In conclusion, when Father says those all too familiar closing lines at the end of Mass, I ask that we all take a second and reflect on what we can do to help out. To me, this is what stewardship means, and I believe it is a great way to continue what Jesus has asked us to do. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emily Shira, and I'm currently a senior at Julian. This summer, I also participated in a mission trip through St. Chris's Youth Ministry Program. I, along with 7 other seniors and 2 chaperones, made the nearly 800-mile trek to the St. Augustine Indian Mission on the Winnebago Indian Reservation in Nebraska. Luckily, we were able to fly, might I add entirely paid for by donations from people like you at our annual Spring Gala, pancake breakfast, and 5K run walk. Like Trevor, I had attended the Detroit mission trip before, as well as one to Chicago, so the whole mission trip idea was nothing new to me. Nonetheless, I was pretty unsure of what was to come. Our worksite for the week was the Winnebago Reformed Church, where Pastor Tinclay would send us out to different parishioners' homes each day to do things they had requested help with. For such a small area, there were a lot of needy homes. One of the toughest jobs we had to do was clean up a woman's yard that was literally covered in trash from herself and the many grandchildren she cared for. The smell from the dirty diapers piled behind the outhouse made the task even harder, and we nearly reached our breaking point when she came home and dumped more trash into the yard right in front of us. Why? Why were people living like this? Why did we travel all that way to do things for people who weren't even appreciating it? Our answer came the next day. It was about 2:30 on our last day of work, and we were supposed to leave for the showers at 3. Showers are the sole luxury on mission trips, so we were counting down the seconds when Pastor Tinclay told us a woman down the street needed help moving. We reluctantly agreed, knowing we were forfeiting precious shower minutes. The woman was being kicked out of the house she was renting because the owner decided he wanted some of his family members to move in. Though this seemed terribly unfair, the only way we could help was by aiding her in the move. We carried tables, boxes, and even a washer and dryer to a moving van, then had to load ourselves up and travel the 10 or so minutes to her new house. I put air quotes around house because she was really moving into a pair of trailer homes in the middle of a field that the owner had rented out to her 2 daughters already living there. It was late and we were exhausted, but before we left, the woman and her daughters made us all lemonade and iced tea, then joined us in a prayer and offered a tearful thanks. Prayers were the only things these women could give us, yet they sent as many as they could our way. When we left the house, we were confident we had made the right decision. As you can see, I'm not a very big girl as far as size goes. I'm only 18 years old, I don't have a job, and I don't even have a high school diploma yet. Nonetheless, I learned in that week in Winnebago, I have far more power than I could ever imagine. Everyone has the same power to give, no matter their financial status, and a lot of times the gifts of time and talents are far more valuable than any dollar amount. On top of that, I believe all investments made in helping others are repaid in full. I could say I've lost 504 hours to mission trips in my life, or I could say I've gained 504 hours worth of lessons about myself, my fortune, and the world around me. My priceless gift of stewardship through these trips has touched more lives than I'll ever know, the biggest one being my own. It's a great feeling discovering many of the hidden gifts God has given me and reinvesting them in service towards others. This feeling of worth and purpose is so great, I wouldn't want any of you to miss out on it. This is where the sales pitch comes in. As a member of the youth ministry, I would like to encourage all of the youth in our parish to get involved and learn your purpose through events like the summer mission trips, or Into the Streets Day of Service in November, and various other service opportunities. There's something out there for all of you. Now, I know a lot of you may feel like high school was just yesterday, but society refuses to give you that youth label anymore. For anyone who fits that category, there are even more opportunities available. I have personally found poverty to be my point of calling. Maybe that is also yours, or maybe it's helping children, animals, the elderly. Our world is full of issues just aching to be addressed by people like you. I would like for all of you to give some prayerful consideration this week into what God's plan of stewardship is for you. Thank you for your time, and I hope that in the next few weeks, all of you will be able to discover the spiritual wealth available by embarking on the journey of stewardship God has planned for you.